Hey guys, so I'm just going to make a quick video about the job selection process for the Air Force. Like I said in my other videos, I had already taken the ASVAB before I decided that I wanted to enlist. So when I went down to meet my recruiter initially, he was able to pull my scores up on the computer and show me the jobs that I was qualified for based solely off of my score, assuming that I would have a perfect day at MEPS, meaning that I wasn't colorblind, I had normal depth perception, and that I could lift the maximum weight that they have down at MEPS. So I had about 5 pages printed out, and they were split up into 4 categories. I believe it was general, electrical, mechanical, and administrative. And so within each of those categories, there were different jobs. And so basically I went through with a highlighter and I highlighted everything that interested me, which is about 45 jobs. And then my recruiter said, go home and write down in each category the jobs that you want and list them through the ones that are most important, and then go through and make a list of your top 10. So when I had a date to go to MEPS, I knew I couldn't bring all those sheets with me, so I just brought one piece of paper, I folded it up, and I brought it in with all the important documents that you have. And after you do your medical evaluation and all that, you go talk to a liaison, and they'll help you figure out all your paperwork, how many years you're signing for, and then the jobs that you want to put down in the system. I believe it was either you put down 7 or 9 and then an aptitude area that you would be okay with leaving in. So I put down open general and then my top jobs. And then when you leave MEPS and you go back to your recruiter's office, you can actually put down as many jobs as you want. So I think I ended up having about 30 or more jobs in my file, so when the job drop happened, I could be picked for any of the jobs that I was qualified for that I had down that I wanted. So at every month there is a job drop, which is a list of jobs that are available to be filled for basic training, and they have a specific date that they leave. I dipped in October and I got my job in December. My recruiter called me the night before the job drop happened, and they get like a preview sheet and they look at all the jobs that you're qualified for. And he said, I'm going to email it to everybody. If there's more jobs that you're qualified for and interested in, write them down, email me back, and I'll put them in your list. So the night that I got the preview sheet, I actually put down 5 more jobs that I would have been okay with being selected for, and I got one of them. So that was kind of cool. But it's not like the other branches of service where you choose your job at MEPS, or at least I didn't, and I haven't heard of anybody around the same time that I am that has been able to choose their job at MEPS. And you also don't reserve a job before you go, so it's not like I could say that I wanted a public affairs job and wait for a public affairs opening before I dipped in. You would be dipped in first, and then if you were waiting for a specific job, I believe you can do that, but I don't really know. I've been in depth I'll be in depth for 6 months when I leave. I do know people though who I swore in with a friend, and he had, I think, 3 weeks from the time he swore in to the time that he left, and he left on an open mechanical spot. And there's also people that I've heard of that have only spent like 30 days in depth, but there's also people who have spent more than 6 months. So as far as that goes, I don't really know a whole lot about the process, but that's kind of how it worked for me. But I do know that there's some jobs that require additional testing, and so you may be waiting in depth longer for your job, or you might not. So if you guys have any more questions about the job selection process, go ahead and leave a comment or message me, and I will try to answer them to the best of my knowledge. Have a great night, guys.